All right, guys. All right, guys, we're back at the hangar. Wow, at the hangar for the first time for you guys. And here's the wife's and I's 1967 Mooney M20F. And as you can see, everything is covered in a layer of dust. On our first honeymoon, the day after we got married, we flew this out to Bisbee, Arizona, and the engine fell off of it. And that's how we started our marriage. Is it just fell off, and then Kylie crawled out the window because the plane became very tail heavy. She crawled out the window and she hung onto this engine mount with her butt sticking way out here. And that was enough to balance it so we could land. And that was our first team building exercise as a married couple. So we went to the Goodwill and we found this aircraft engine, and that's what we'll be reinstalling on it. And we've got a bunch of other stuff here. What I like about this plane is it's very modern inside. It's got the most modern interior, which kind of goes along with the theme of the bomb shelters, kind of same era that the bomb shelter would have built in the 60s. All right, let's just pop it in. We'll just pop that engine on here and we'll go for a ride later today. What do you think? I already had to feed the wife because it's probably gonna take me at least 30 minutes to get this engine put on so we can take off. Okay, our first step to install this engine we found behind Walmart is we removed the engine mount from the front of the plane here, cleaned up the firewall. Here's our engine mount. I've sanded out the defects in the paint and scuffed the rest of it. And we're just gonna give it a quick coat of flat black. Just gotta go pop the paint in the paint shaker real quick. There you go. It's a long can, you're gonna have to use both hands. It's one of those industrial cans. Everybody's shaking. The dog's even getting in on it. We're almost there.
I think it's mixed up.
Don't stop.
I'm gonna put it by your workstation.
Okay, it's the next day. Our engine mount looks brand spanking new. Look at that, clean. So now it's time to detail the parts of the firewall that we can never get to because the engine and the motor mount's in the way. And we'll just get into the nooks and crannies where we normally can't reach. And I'm using this brush. I don't know what it is, but I found it in the wife's bathroom. I just gotta put it back before she figures it out. Okay, we got the firewall about as clean as I care to spend time to clean it. And these engines always leak a bunch anyways, so it will get dirty again. Was finished decrating this engine that we found behind Circle K. FedEx was nice enough to start with the top. When I got it, the top was laying next to the crate. All right, so the side was held on by 1.5 screws. Okay, next, we want to remove these magnetos because they're in the way of the motor mount installation, and they're heavy and they're overrated anyways. We'll save a lot of weight, a lot more useful load out of the airplane. Let's go ahead and pop these off. I mean, look at that weight. It'll be a little harder to start it without these, but it's worth it in the weight savings. Put some rags in these holes so nothing gets in there. Want to leave enough sticking out so we remember to grab them later. If the rag does get sucked in there, it just acts as an extra oil filter, so it's not a big deal. Now you only want to use the highest quality engine hoist, and this is a snap-on. Now I left it out in the sun so the label faded off of it, but trust me, it's a snap-on. I'm trying to figure out the best way to grab a hold of this thing. Come on. Okay, I've got this piece of chain I took off the neighbor's swing. So let me see here if I can get that to loop in there, we'd be in business. Let me see how tipsy she's getting. Not too bad. So this is kind of a pain here. This is a 360 cubic inch 4-cylinder engine. So remember your Chevy 350 is an 8-cylinder. This is a 4-cylinder. And she's not that heavy, but she is awkward. Really like to slide her onto like something skinnier that will fit between the legs. Okay, let's just use a little strap to lift her a few inches. We can get her lifted onto this little platform here. Okay, that's taut. Let's let her back down, nice and easy. So we're just putting this chain on. Found this on the neighbor's swing. Their kid's pretty rotten anyway, so it's not a big deal. One funny thing is, see the table under the tail? She becomes so tail heavy without her engine that she'll sit on her tail. Okay, let's get her lifted to a comfortable working height. Let's grab our newly painted engine mount here. And down here we have our new rubber engine mounts. We got a ribbed one and a solid one. On the top, so the squishy one goes wherever there's compression. So on the top here, this is gonna get compressed as the engine tries to pull the bolt out. And then on the bottom, it'll be vice versa. So these go where the compression are. Put this in here like this. This one will go in between there. And this is our shim. Okay, so we have our bolt washer that came with the new mount. Our compression side. Our spacer that came with the new mount. That's gonna get plugged in here. There's our spacers on there. Now we take our tension side, put that on there. The shim that was on the airplane before. It's an 1/8 inch shim. Usually on Mooney's there's one on each corner. Okay, so now we just plug that all in together. Just got a little washer on there. And then we'll thread our nut. Okay, that takes care of the first one. Obviously we'll have to torque it to spec. Let's get the next one done. Okay, all right, let's take a look at the service manual here. Engine shock mounts, 450 to 500 inch-pounds. So let's go 475. Okay, we got our wrench set at 475 inch-pounds. Let's go ahead and start torquing these. I'm not getting a reading yet. Oh, I got a little something. 45 I'm seeing, 50. Let's go around and do them all to 50 first. Start evenly torquing this. I'll do the opposing one next. Okay, there's 50 on that one. Okay, there goes 50. Okay, what this is doing is it's gonna bulge these out and put a preload on this rubber till the spacer hits the end caps here. The spacer that we put internally, and then we'll torque the bolt against itself. And what that's gonna do is put a nice little rubber preload on this guy here without over torquing it because of the spacer internally. I wanna get a box end on here. Oh, there we go, finally can get it. There's 100. Oh man, now I've got like a, I've got one of those puzzles from Cracker Barrel going on here. Trying to get this box end off of here. I have to loosen this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so makes me want to shorten the box here and get rid of the tapers on the box. I ain't got a grinder to knock this thinner, but I do have some files. So let's see if our Harbor Freight files are up to the task of knocking this down. What I'm looking to do here is take off this bevel on both sides. It's right in here, right there. So let's knock that off. When you're looking to remove material, use long strokes. It's faster than doing this. So just, you know, you guys know you're supposed to do the long stroke. So just use the full length of your tool to get the job done. This little stuff like this, nobody's gonna be happy. So let's go ahead and clean up our outside edge again. Look at that beautiful wrench. Let's go use it. Oh, now we got room for days. And there's 200. Let's see if we can still get our wrench off. Oh, just barely. So we could have taken a few more licks, it would have been good, but that's okay. We should try to do a time lapse on this one to see if you can see the bulge as it preloads that rubber. Okay, so we're torqued. So normally you put some torque stripe right here, but mine dried out, so I'm just gonna put this marker temporarily. I'll pick up some later today and mark it tomorrow. Okay, we got it. Okay, got our red beep. Now let's see if we get our wrench off. May not be able to. Dang it. This is ridiculous. Here it comes. There it is. So that one's torqued. Okay, that one's looking good too. Okay, all four of them are torqued. Okay, now it's time to mate the engine mount to the firewall. And this is what it's held on with. 4 1/4-inch bolts. They're AN4, which is the same thing as 1/4-inch. And that's it. So it's pretty gnarly, guys. And they're torqued 50 to 70 inch-pounds. That's it. That's all that's holding this thing onto the airframe. If you lose your engine, you fall all the way to the ground butt first. So you want to do that. All right, let's start the mating process. Dang it. Okay, settle down. Settle down. My stupid engine stand went right into a hole. Right into that hole, right wheel there, that the door closes into, the hangar door. So let's get it out of there. Okay. We gotta go closer. Oh, look at that. Okay, so let's put our bolt in. I didn't bring the bolts with me because I'm an idiot. Okay. All right, so we got our bottom bolts. Let's put a washer and a nut on each one. Now, our engine is not gonna fall right on the ground, so that's good. Okay, now let's just lift the engine a little bit and let's connect these. So now I'll just reach in this little area here and push that bolt in. I got cut on a sharp zip tie immediately. Okay, there it is, sticking out through there. So here's our little 1/4-inch washer. Here goes our nut. These are mechanically locking nuts, and they're awesome. If you do any work on a Mooney, you gotta own some of these. I got a curved pair and a straight pair of hemostats here, and they're crazy handy. So we'll just go ahead and lock this bolt in here and see if we can fish that through this mess of wires somewhere. All right, let's tighten this up. I gotta reach in and around, do the old reach around here. Let me get my little flashlight. Okay, now I can feel the drag from the nut. The nut has a certain amount of drag on the threads because it's mechanically locking. Okay, that's pretty snug. It's not torqued yet. Let's go to the other side and tighten it up. I gotta do the reach around with the other hand this time. Makes you ambidextrous after a while. Okay, so those are snugged up. Engine mount at firewall, top and bottom, 50 to 70 inch-pounds. So let's go to 65. Jesus. All right. Let's go to 70 because 65 is kind of at the bottom end of its range. My wrench fell down. I had another one ready to go, so. That one will become part of the plane and make the plane stronger. So it's good. Might need a small extension on here. Stop the ratchet from crashing into the tube in there, or I could use a deep well. And the deep wells in this set are 6 points, so it's even better than using an extension. Okay, that one's torqued. I'll put a little mark on it. Okay, torqued. Baby? Hey, sweetie pie. I'm just torquing a bolt, so now I'm gonna lose my mind. So let me torque these bolts. I love you, baby. I'll call you back. Bye. Okay, that's torqued. There's the engine hung. Didn't fall off, which is always a good sign. Here we are on our way to the airport. This happened. It's beautiful.
He thinks he's so smart. This is so funny. You couldn't make my bacon in here, baby.
Ahí lo tiene, que dice el referee, se rinde, no se rinde. Le dice se rinde, no se rinde.
Not so tough now. Ah!
Se rinde, no se rinde. Ah, es que estaba sonriendo.
How do you like it?
Scaring her a lot.
It's giving him a wedgie. It's giving him a wedgie.
Otra. Vaya tremenda equivocación de Paradox.